Let Cora keep my ground so clean.
The heart and soul of the Cayman people. Thank you for keeping the culture alive.
Spread the news every day. From East End to Georgetown, down into West Bay.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Cayman Pharmacy Group, with a location in West Bay and professional pharmacy at CTMH Doctors Hospital. The Cayman Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. Seaboard Marine, with over 35 shipping ports, find your shipping solution by calling 949-4977 or visit seaboardmarine.com for competitive rates. Rotary Central, for more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. Fidelity Bank, for all your banking needs, visit fidelitygroup.com. Fidelity, we're good for you. And Roper's Janitorial, complete janitorial service for commercial, industrial, and residential. They get the job done right every time.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome to For the Record. Today is Monday, the 30th day of September 2019. I trust that everyone had a peaceful, restful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we again urge you to be extremely cautious, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, operating any type of motorized vehicle on the roads of the Cayman Islands. We urge you to obey the rules of the road and always bear in mind that the life you save may be your own. For those of you who are celebrating birthdays today or celebrated birthdays over the weekend, again, we want to wish for you happy birthday. And if you're celebrating, we urge you to celebrate with bearing in mind that you want to do whatever you do it in moderation as well. For those of you who have lost loved ones over the past few days, we extend our sincere condolences to you as well, and we hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these very challenging times as well. Folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the very busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, whether it be an office cubicle or if you're working in the outdoors. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. Our phone lines are always open. There is always someone there waiting to take your calls. Again, this morning, it is that beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. If you don't like to talk on the telephone, you can email us at For the Record. That is one word, For the Record, at candw.ky. WhatsApp us on 925-3261, where we encourage you to send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. We will have guests in the studio at 9 o'clock after our headline news at 9 o'clock. So until then, we will have open line for you to call in, express your views, ask questions, make suggestions on some of the issues that may be facing the Cayman Islands as well. I want to mention again another successful event over the weekend, and that is the Deputy Governor's 5K Challenge. Resounding success with, I believe, something like about 1,700 persons participating as well in that event. Also, from an international standpoint, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, congratulations to her, winning a world title again, women's 100 meter. Quite an extreme feat, considering the fact that she is also a new mother and has made such a remarkable comeback. Kudos to her as well. One may wonder, when will the Cayman Islands start to produce world champions as well? We talk about being a world-class destination. We talk about our civil service being a world-class civil service. We need to start to produce some world-class athletes as well. Jamaica, with the size population that is a huge presence in the international scene, be it in music, be it in athletics. They're right there up to the top. There's no reason why the Cayman Islands can't achieve more. Sometimes I wonder if we sometimes are too willing to accept mediocrity. And when I say that, what I mean is that we constantly have athletes who go and try their best when they travel overseas to events, but yet we allow coaches to return, and you hear the same excuse. The individual was able to surpass their personal best, or organizations, sporting organizations or government continue to give these coaches renewed contracts without any accountability whatsoever. Tell me the last time that we've seen a coach who has been fired because of their inability to provide acceptable results from our athletes. Now, one may argue that it's the athlete who has to perform, but you also have to look at the type of coaching in almost any professional or international sport. You don't ever hear them firing the athlete; they fire the coach, because the coach is the person who has responsibility to a certain extent for performance. And then, since we talk about looking at Jamaica and Jamaica's population, article in on Cayman News Service's website about the population edging up to 66,000. I still question that, but those are the figures that are coming from the Economics and Statistics Unit. So our population is increasing to a certain extent, but yet we're not seeing a whole lot of better performance for our athletes as well. Those, and I don't want to take away anything from those persons who really get out there and try their best. I just say that with all of the money that we have floating around in the Cayman Islands, with all of the opportunities that we have on the international scene, whether it be in football, whether it be in beach volleyball, whether it be in cycling, whether or not it be in track and field events, we should be able to do better. We must be able to do better as well. And as far as I am concerned, and many people out there are concerned, we're not getting satisfactory results. And we're not holding those persons accountable who should be held accountable. I believe we have one caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hi, OC. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm just calling about, your recent, or a few minutes ago, comments about our athletes and the coaches. I just want to say that it's time that came on. If we want to produce athletes that are going to go and win, they need to be athletes that can be training all the time and being paid. Because it is sometimes, to me, like I say kudos to all those athletes who go out there and try their best. But when we think about that, people have to work Monday to Friday, sometimes even on Saturday, and only can have time in the evening to go out there and practice after a long day's work. We can't expect to get top-notch athletes.
I think you have a valid point there, and we consistently hear footballers, for instance, they compare the state of football here in the Cayman Islands and the type of support that they get, and they compare that to other countries where athletes are individually supported to a certain extent financially, which takes a lot of the burden off them as well. So you have a very valid point.
Yeah, so until we get to that point where the athletes can say only maybe, because they need a career other than whatever they're doing, because, after you get 35, 40, or even before then, you have to stop. So you have to have something that you can fall back on. So you have to have a career. But I think that if an athlete can only say even work half day and go home and be able to rest, and then go out to put in 2 or 3 hours an evening for serious practice, we're not going to see those top-notch, because it is too much to expect on people's body metabolism to continue to do that. Work 8 hours a day, then go out and practice for 2 hours, and then go home, and then get up again the next day and keep on doing that. We can't expect it.
Carlo, what about the level of coaching and holding coaches more accountable, rather than having these coaches that seem to have a lifetime tenure as far as coaching is concerned?
I totally agree that if people, if the coaches are out there and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, we need a rotation. We need a rotation within their arena. But again, I look at it and say the coach can only do so much. And if the athlete can't put in the amount of time and, and focus on that, and they have to focus on, maintaining their families and paying their bills, so it's a two-way thing, Coaches need to take their job seriously and deal with the athletes who can put in the time so that we can have the top-notch athletes. But again, it's a two-way street. And like I said, if a coach goes out there and he just, anything is okay and we just accept that, then, then we need a rotation. But I think it, from what I can see, and I'm always around the sporting arena, we do have the coaches that go out there, and a lot of the times coaches go out there and give up their time free to assist athletes and stuff to try to get them in that position. But we need to take it more seriously if we want to see people go away and come back with gold medals. And, you know, your personal best is fine. You're beating your personal best, but we want to see the best foot forward. So.
Thank you very much, caller, for that. Very, very valid points as well. We have to take a commercial break now. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, sponsored by Cayman National Bank. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Prior to the arrival of the organized churches, Cayman's earliest schooling system was provided ad hoc by private individuals who taught the basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic. Once the churches became established, education and religion became inseparable due to two reasons. One, there was a shortage of funds to create government schools, and two, Caymanians were keen on an education system which would instill Christian virtues and values. This system gave the churches a powerful influence over society, something which can still be felt today. The first trained schoolmaster in the Cayman Islands was John Jarrett Wood, who opened a school in Bordentown in 1844. Mr. Wood was trained in Jamaica by the Congregationalist London Missionary Society and the Interdenominational Miko Normal College. The first public board of education would later be created between 1908 and 1920.
Radio Cayman's historical facts vignettes are proudly brought to you by Cayman National, with branches on all three Cayman Islands. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
540 months.
16,425 days.
394,200 hours.
45 years.
That's how long we've been committed to serving you, and we won't stop there. Over the years, we have proudly grown with Cayman, making a difference in the community. That's why we're here, to stand by you.
We are Cayman National.
And we thank you for standing by us for 45 years and counting.
Have you seen the latest? Cayman has been ranked the most expensive place to live. It's time to buy smart. It's time to buy Ropers. Find everything for your home and kitchen at low prices at Ropers. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Email janitorial@ropers.ky. Clean up your spending with Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Ropers Janitorial also offers complete janitorial service for commercial, industrial, and residential. They get the job done right every time. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511.
It was a day that changed my life. No words can describe the feelings of seeing my baby boy sick for the first time. The overwhelming feeling of fear to be responsible for his health and happiness became my priority. So I did what any nurturing mother would do when their baby is sick. I took him to get some of the best medicine possible.
CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy understands the importance of careful decisions you make every day for your family. Our staff work towards healthcare excellence and providing the most current and up-to-date training with pharmaceutical care, so you can feel confident in knowing that your family is safe with the right medication. At CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy, we take care of your health.
Today, Monday, is the early registration deadline for the Breeze Fusion 5K and 10K walk-run. Early registration is only $15 and you get entered to win a Cayman Airways voucher. This year's event will benefit the NCVO and the Central Scranton Park. Walk with pride, run with passion, and join your number one station, Radio Cayman.
I'm going to Vamp Motors to test drive the new 7-seater Rush.
They have some really sweet deals going on now, not true?
Yep, on SUVs. And they sweeten the deal by giving you a warm oven-baked cookie with each test drive.
Better test drive more than one, just to be sure.
Take a test drive for a sweet surprise this month at Vamp Motors. Test drive any SUV and receive a freshly baked cookie. It's our way of saying thanks for dropping by to check out our huge sale on every SUV in stock. Save up to $4,400 during Vamp's summer SUV sale. That's every SUV in stock on sale for thousands off or cash back. Sweeten the deal only at Vamp Motors, Walkers Road.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
Hi, I'm thinking of buying a car from the States. Which port do you ship out of?
Hi, we ship out of Miami, Houston, and Brooklyn. Just let us know your port of choice and we can provide you with a quotation and answer any questions you may have on insuring and protecting your vehicle during its journey.
Shipping shore to shore. Seaboard.
2019 marks 100 years of junior achievement worldwide. Junior achievement in Cayman is now 29 years old. To celebrate and support this milestone, help Junior Achievement Cayman to continue our work guiding next generation Cayman to new horizons in life and business. Get your ticket and enter to win an exclusive trip Namibia, known as a smile on the face of Africa, offering a unique blend of amazing desert scenes, exquisite wildlife, and fascinating tribal cultures.
Get an adventure of a lifetime while supporting junior achievement.
Purchase your ticket and stand a chance to win an exclusive all-inclusive 16-day tour to Namibia for 2 persons. Namibia can be reached from the Cayman Islands with Delta Airlines flights via Atlanta and Johannesburg. Experience the astounding and desolate dunescapes of South Namibia, the amazing endangered wildlife of the Etosha National Park. Purchase your ticket today. Junior Achievement, another Rotary Central inspiration project.
Get your Junior Achievement Namibia Safari tickets on eventpro.ky before the drawing on October the 26th.
Sometimes things just don't go as planned. That's why you need Contractors All Risk Insurance from Fidelity Insurance Brokers. Ensure you're covered in the event of property damage and third-party injury or damage claims during your construction projects. And with Fidelity Insurance Brokers, you can be sure you are getting competitive pricing and superior customer service. Call us today for a free quote. Fidelity, we're good for you.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
And welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio, so we have an open line for you. We can talk about some of the concerns that you may have. You may have questions, you may have observations like our previous caller as well. She had several valid points in relation to sporting in the Cayman Islands and why we're unable to achieve the results that some of us expect from our athletes, especially when they are competing internationally as well. So we're talking about government funding, for them. In football, we see FIFA investing quite a considerable amount of money in our local football. We see former coaches like the late Winston Chung, who was very successful in obtaining scholarships for our youngsters overseas, to colleges overseas as well. This, of course, helps to give them that international experience and exposure that they need to have as well. I want to go back and look at this article in Cayman News Service about the population aging towards 66,000. And the article starts off by pointing out that official population count at the end of 2018 was 65,813, an increase of 3.8% according to official statistics published this week by the Economics and Statistics Office. Goes on to say that the 2018 Compendium of Statistics paints a picture of Cayman by numbers that shows a growing economy. Listen to this, a growing economy and the largest workforce in Cayman's history. The article goes on to lament the fact, and it says that, but at the same time, the total number of families who receive assistance from the Needs Assessment Unit increased, including a 5% in poor relief. Now, so we have a 5% increase in those persons who receive poor relief. We have a 3.8 increase in our population. I believe the growth rate in the Cayman Islands, I don't know if they have pointed that out, but I believe the growth rate, economic growth rate in the Cayman Islands is probably somewhere like around or at least over 3% as well. So as we see the affluence, the richness of the Cayman Islands increase, we see the number of persons who need government's assistance, who are in that poor relief category, increasing as well. That is a very interesting statistics. I don't know how many of us can really call that progress. I guess it depends on what you're advocating for. If you're advocating for a larger population, then yes, we have progress in terms of a 3.8 increase in our population. If you're talking, if you're an advocate for more people sharing a slice of the pie, the economic pie in the Cayman Islands, then we see less and less of that happening as well. And that is one of the reasons why people will say and question development in the Cayman Islands. Who are we developing for? For whom are we developing in the Cayman Islands when we see the number of persons needing public assistance increasing in the Cayman Islands? Again, the rhetorical question, is that progress? Progress for whom? So we see one part of the population enjoying success, enjoying prosperity, and the others, and another part having to rely on government more and more. Time for us to go to our 8 o'clock news, top of the hour. When we return, I believe we may have guests in the studio for 8 o'clock as well. So please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
And studio time by Price Right is 7:59.
Price Right is Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore, making your dollar go further with huge savings and no membership fees. Get more of the things you use every day at the right price. But it's not just grocery and health and beauty. Price Right has a full range of products from office to automotive, patio furnishings to kitchen appliances, and even electronics. And since warehouse prices mean savings for you, everything is priced right at Price Right, Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by Sagicor. Let us put a smile on your face. Call 949-8211.
Access and information. Your community. News and information. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Cayman's tourism sector sees another record summer performance in arrivals. From the August data released by the Department of Tourism, the Cayman Islands welcomed a total of 37,356 stayover visitors in August 2019. That's an increase of 9.99% over August 2018. Cruise arrivals for the same period decreased by 6%. The DOT says the Cayman Islands cruise passenger volume is of concern given the consistent decline for the past 4 months. In the month of August 2019 versus 2018, this underperformance resulted in a decline of 7.50%. August's contribution continues the destination stayover tourism growth trend, marking 2019 as the highest number of stayover arrivals in any year in recorded history, and brings the total stayover visitation for the year to 396,650, an increase of 10.68% over 2018. In other local news, this year's Library Summer Reading Challenge wraps up, and a total of 2,031 books were read, and 147,476 minutes were spent by students ages 6 to 17 reading those books. More from CIGTV's Donna Bush.
The 5th annual Summer Reading Challenge ended last weekend with awards being handed out to students who read the most books over the holidays. The event is a national literacy program which encourages primary and secondary students to read consistently throughout the summer holidays. Since 2015, more than 500 young people have participated in the SRC, which provides incentives such as fun activities, awards, and prizes. This year's theme is extraordinary characters, and this year's list of books to read features characters like Wonder Woman, Willy Wonka, Harry Potter, and Batman, just to name a few. The aim of the event is to incentivize reading activity during the summer and increase literacy for primary school students, and to provide constructive activities for secondary age students during their summer holidays. Students ages 6 to 17 took part in the Library Services Summer Reading Challenge this year. We say congratulations to the winners from each age group and to those who took on the challenge this summer.
That report from CIGTV's Donna Bush. Turning to regional news now, the confirmed death toll as a result of Hurricane Dorian, which devastated 2 of the northern islands of the Bahamas, has increased to 56. More from Carib Updates, Wendy Chateau.
9 in Grand Bahama and 47 in Abaco. The number of missing people remain 608. That figure was originally 1,300, but declined as displaced residents in shelters were cross-referenced with the list of people missing. In a statement, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, said the Royal Bahamas Police Force is the only entity with the authority to release an official count of recovered bodies. The agency said whenever a body is found in either islands impacted by the storm, police are contacted and accompany the retrieval team at each stage.
We now turn to the BBC with a check of international news. That's it from me. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego.
BBC News with David Austin. Volkswagen is facing the first class action lawsuit in Germany. Consumer groups representing more than 400,000 people are seeking compensation as a result of falsified diesel emissions tests. France is holding a memorial service for the former president Jacques Chirac as part of a national day of mourning. The church service in Paris is being attended by President Emmanuel Macron and dozens of current and former world leaders. Officials in Somalia say suspected jihadists have carried out 2 separate attacks, one on a U.S. military training base in the town of Balidogle, the other on an Italian convoy in the capital Mogadishu. Al-Shabaab militants said they stormed the base at Balidogle airport. Italy's defense ministry said there were no injuries in the attack on its convoy. An Iranian government spokesman says Saudi Arabia has sent messages to President Hassan Rouhani via other world leaders. The spokesman said the approach would be welcome if Saudi Arabia was really pursuing a change of behavior. Police in Nigeria say they've rescued 19 pregnant women and girls from what they describe as baby factories in the commercial capital Lagos. They said the women had been forced to have children for sale. That's the latest BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by Sagicor. Let us put a smile on your face. Call 949-8211.
Think about something that makes you happy. Did it make you smile? We know it did, because that's what we do at Sagicor. Put smiles on our clients' faces every day. With a large range of products to cover your family, it's no wonder most locals choose Sagicor for their life insurance needs. serving the community for over 25 years. Let us put a smile on your face. Call your Sagicor advisor today.
Access. Information. What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Logic Fiber Internet is the fastest internet on the island, and it's gotten even better because when you sign up now, you get 1 month free. Sounds great, but there's some very real drawbacks. Your kids will never leave. You'll have nothing to complain about, and you can't blame your online gaming stats on anything but skill. Sign up now for Logic Fiber Internet for the fastest and 1 month freest internet on the island. Visit logic.ky to sign up. Terms and conditions apply.
The time to invest in Cayman Brac is now. Contact Paradise Realty to invest in your future today at 925-7275 or email info@paradiserealtycyb.com.
The Breeze Fusion is back Saturday, November 2nd.
Bigger and better.
Now featuring a 5K walk run and a 10K run for half marathon trainers. Join the fun and help raise funds for the Central Scranton Park and the NCVO. Save the date or register now at CaymanActive.com or at Radio Cayman Studios. Registration is only $15 if registered by September 30th. And all early registrants enter to win a Cayman Airways voucher. The Breeze Fusion 5K, 10K walk run. Saturday, November 2nd.
The Weather Report is proudly sponsored by Super Stitch Sewing and Fabric Center, your one-stop household store at 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best prices in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Thinking of decorating your home or your apartment? Then Super Stitch is the place for all your household needs. We have sheets, comforters, bathroom accessories, curtains, and a whole lot more. We are the original curtain store with curtains for every room in the house. Some special Nolan curtains for $10 a panel. Yes, just $10 a panel. Come see us today at Super Stitch. Super Stitch, your one-stop household store at 39 Pasadora Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best prices in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 85 degrees. Relative humidity is 78%. Barometric pressure is 29.85 inches and rising. The wind is east-northeast at 11 knots. Overnight low temperature was 81 degrees. Synopsis indicate moderate winds and seas expected across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as a high-pressure system builds over the eastern United States. Residual moisture from a surface trough over Western Caribbean will help support along with isolated showers and possible thunder through tomorrow. Further east, a tropical wave nearing Jamaica is expected to move into the Cayman area by tomorrow, further supporting our chances of showers and thunder over the next few days. Radar images show scattered showers in and around the Cayman area moving towards the south-southwest. The National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, issued advisory at 7 this morning. Last check on Hurricane Lorenzo was located near 29.4 north, 42.9 west. It's about 1,045 miles west-southwest of the Azores and moving north-northeast at 14 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds of 105 miles per hour. This system poses no threat to the Cayman Islands. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder. Now showers will be locally heavy at times and temperatures will be in the low 90s today. Your winds will be northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. And the forecast for tonight calling for partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and some thunder, especially late tonight, and showers will be locally heavy at times. Temperatures falling to the upper 70s tonight. Your winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 10:42, low tide this afternoon at 4:41, and a high tide again tonight at 10:26. The sun will set this evening at 6:13 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:17. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Wednesday morning.
Superstitch Sewing and Fabric Center was the proud sponsor of the Weather Report, your one-stop shop for all of your household items, craft items, jewelry, beads, and decorations, and much more. Call Superstitch at 949-2833 or email customer care at superstitch.com.ky.
Thinking of decorating your home or your apartment? Then Superstitch is the place for all your household needs. We have sheets, comforters, bathroom accessories, curtains, and a whole lot more. We are the original curtain store with curtains for every room in the house. Some special known curtains for $10 a panel. Yes, just $10 a panel. Come see us today at Superstitch. Superstitch, your one-stop household store at 39 Pasadena Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best prices in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Think about something that makes you happy. Did it make you smile? We know it did, because that's what we do at Sagicor. Put smiles on our clients' faces every day. With a large range of products to cover your family, it's no wonder most locals choose Sagicor for their life insurance needs. Serving the community for over 25 years. Let us put a smile on your face. Call your Sagicor advisor today.
Show your support for the scuba diving and water sports industry at the 2019 International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame Gala Induction Ceremony on Friday, October 4th at the Margaritaville Beach Resort. Tickets cost $75 pre-sold or $100 at the door, so get your tickets today. Tickets are available from the offices of the Department of Tourism and the Cayman Islands Tourism Association. The International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame Gala Ceremony, Friday, October 4th. Get your tickets now. The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at traffic. Traffic busy coming from the east on Shamrock Road as you approach the Linford Pearson Highway. Bumper to bumper traffic, slight delays expected as you're heading down to Georgetown. Steady traffic coming off of the Linford Pearson Highway and Agnes Way. And off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady traffic, but flowing at the moment. And as we look what's happening further in town, in Georgetown on Edward Street, traffic is moderate. And in and out of Georgetown on Shedden Road, things looking pretty good as traffic flowing nicely. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue, moderate flow of traffic. A little moderate flow of traffic also coming from the West Bay 4-way stop, but nothing to worry about too much. And on Cool Road, steady traffic in some sections, other sections busy. And on Orson Road, traffic is moderate. That's the very latest traffic, and remember, give way means give way. Have a good morning.
Pizza. Everybody loves pizza. And now at Subway, you can customize your personal pizza with Subway's always fresh ingredients. Maybe you're a carnivore and want to pile your pizza with fresh pepperoni, chicken, or salami. Or for the veggie lovers, add fresh tomatoes, onions, spinach, and olives. There's so many great combinations. Pop into any of Subway's 7 locations and customize your fresh, hot pizza with all your favorite fresh ingredients. Now, with 3 locations open 24 hours. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
In In recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens presents the Brenda Tibbetts Lund Memorial Walk Run with 2 dates and locations for your convenience.
On Saturday, October 5th, take part in a 5K walk run at Kaibo, Waterkey Beach. And on Sunday, October 13th, join a 5K walk run or 10K at the 7 Mile Public Beach.
The Brenda Tibbetts Lund Memorial Walk Run, October 5th at Kaibo Waterkey Beach and October 13th at the 7 Mile Public Beach.
Always ensure that food preparation utensils are washed with a strong detergent and rinsed in hot water in the event that they have made contact with flood water. Boil silverware for 10 minutes and immerse glass, porcelain, china, and plastic items in a solution of hot water and 10% chlorine bleach before use. For more post-hurricane food safety tips, visit DEH website at deh.gov.ky.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me now 4 beautiful young ladies. I don't normally get this pleasure. Usually Sterling, Dwayne on his show, get the pleasure of having 4 beautiful young ladies in the studio with him, but I have that pleasure this morning, and they are Miss Paulinda Mendoza-Williams, who is the Director of the Department of Children and Family Services. We also have with us Miss Caitlin Connor, who's Elder Services Social Worker. Also with us, Miss Cassandra Ferran, who is the Social Work Manager for Elderly Services, and Miss Jasmine Powell, Elderly Services Social Worker as well. And we will be talking about celebrating our elders in the month of October as well. A huge schedule, and one of these days maybe we will change that to elderly and wise and wiser, the elderly and the wiser amongst us as well. But ladies, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. Thank you for having us.
And we're going to start with the director, Miss Paulinda Mendoza-Williams.
Good morning, Cayman. Thank you, Mr. Connor, for allowing DCFS into For the Record so we can share with you all the wonderful events that we have planned for October, which is known as Older Persons Month, and October begins tomorrow. This year, the theme for our Older Persons Month is positive aging. But just to share that October the 1st is International Day of Older Persons, and the international theme is the journey to age equality. So whilst there's an international theme, the Cayman Islands also wanted to have its own theme. And positive aging is something that I would say is quite comprehensive when you look at not only from a personal level, but also from a community level. When we're talking about positive aging, we must look at the social stances that we have in our community, the economic, we must look at the political, the cultural. All of those things come into play when we're speaking about positive aging. It impacts how we treat our older persons. And whilst October is earmarked for Older Persons Month, it is not just that month that we want to recognize our older persons or embrace treating them with respect and embracing positive aging. It is something that we should do 365 days of the year, 12 months, and we must encourage our families, our young people, and of course the community at large, that our older persons have a contribution to make and they are valued.
Certainly. Go right ahead, continue.
This morning I have with me my team. We have, as you introduced, Ms. Cassandra, Jasmine, and Caitlin. They're part of our old elderly services team, and that team has been with the department now for 1 year. We felt 1 year and 8 months?
Last June when we started.
Okay. And we felt the need to ensure that we had a specific social work team that was working with our elderly. having commenced the older persons law and we had the policy previously, it was important that we dedicated a team of professional social workers to address those issues in our community that face our older persons. So again, this morning we're going to talk about the events that we have planned, but also to raise awareness in the community about our older persons and our aging population. I heard you this morning speak about the increase in the population has been predicted. That also means that our older population is also going to increase, and we need to ensure that we have, again, the social, the political, the cultural, the economic, the educational, the medical structures in place to be able to provide services for older persons. So, as I said, we have a lot to chat about. This week alone, we have 4 events, and I'll allow the ladies to speak on those events that we have coming up for tomorrow and the rest of the month.
Starting tomorrow. Okay, who's next?
Good morning, Mr. Connor. Thank you again for having us. It's part of Older Persons Month. You know, it's opportunity for us to do some public education as well. And as Paulinda discussed, you know, we have a team of dedicated social workers, dedicated staff for serving the population of older persons. We currently have 4 social workers, 1 social work assistant, 1 registered nurse, along with myself, that take all reports, cases in regards to older persons in our community. And I just briefly will say those cover many different needs for older persons. We have cases of elder abuse, neglect, issues of care, trying to direct families to necessary resources for legal services, for caregiving, for residential care. So there are a number of things that we're working on every day in relation to older persons. So in planning Older Persons Month and looking at developing the theme, we really wanted to present a theme that embraces some of the work that we're doing, or helps to promote what is needed, what is necessary for our older persons to grow old in this community and, you know, have a good quality of life. So that's why we came up with the theme of positive aging. And really what it is about developing good personal attitudes to aging. We want people to see that, you know, other than, you know, perhaps retirement and, you know, not having to work, although some persons still value work, you know, after retirement age, that there are many benefits, you know, to growing old in Cayman, as well as we want the community to be able to embrace our older persons, provide an environment that is age-friendly. So as Ms. Paulinda talked about, you know, providing the necessary structures, the necessary social care and health care for our older persons to age in an age-friendly community. So that's what the theme of positive aging is, and we'll be talking quite a bit about that throughout the month of October. In fact, coming up this Thursday, we have a panel discussion. Panelists from the older person population from throughout the island and throughout Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac will be discussing positive aging, the community approach. So that's one of our activities that we'll be doing some public education on. But there's quite a bit happening this week, and we kick off tomorrow, the 1st of October. And in planning our events, there are quite a number this year. We have 24 that are listed on our calendar, but there are also some other activities that are not listed on there because we're actually going into some of the schools as well to talk to the younger generation about valuing older persons. So when we planned our calendar of events, we looked a lot at, you know, the different aspects that are needed to be able to educate the country in society about older persons and aging. But we also wanted, obviously, to plan activities for older persons so that we know that persons look forward to Older Persons Month every year. And we planned a lot of social activities for them, looking at varying categories of life. So we have events that cover spiritual needs, the physical needs, recreational needs, cultural needs, and educational needs. Tomorrow we are kicking off with a garden party at Pedro St. James.
St. James, yes.
Yes, it starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It runs until 6 o'clock. So we wanted to do something different this year. We're starting off with a traditional garden party. So some of the things that we might have seen in a traditional New Year's garden party.
I remember those.
We're trying to bring all of those things back in what we're planning. So we have things like the quadrille dance. We have a junkanoo. We have the greasy pole. We have a hat competition. We're doing cakewalk. We have a live band that's going to be there. Of course, we have lots of food that's going to be there as well. It's really going to be a great event that we've tried to present a lot of traditional activities that perhaps are not so common nowadays, that we are inviting our older persons to come, socialize, reminisce on some of these activities, and just, enjoy themselves along with, their friends, their family members who can attend with them.
And how much work are you doing with other organizations to promote this, like, say, for instance, the Seafarers Association and other organizations that do involve older persons? I would imagine it's going to be a big crowd there tomorrow at Pedro St. James. Tell us about how that is being coordinated.
Okay. Every year we generally our events are quite popular. And we have sometimes between 275 over 300 persons attending, older persons attending. The older persons law defines an older person as age 65, but we do have persons.
Hold up my hand.
We do have persons who reach the age of 60 and want to join us. So we don't turn away anybody.
You would ask for an ID.
If they so feel that they are in that category, because the older persons law just came about in 2017. So we're not trying to turn anybody away, but our events are quite popular. We promote our events largely within the communities. There are established older persons groups already in the communities, as you talked about, seafarers, but also in each district there is a monthly seniors fellowship. In some of the districts they meet weekly, in some of them they meet bi-weekly. Excuse me. So we promote our calendar of events there. There are persons who know of our events every year that call in already to sign up for certain events. And one of the things that we make sure to provide is transportation.
Yes.
And that is key because we realize that that's one of the particular needs in our community, the lack of adequate transportation for older persons. So persons are already calling in September, August, to sign up for transportation, sign up for particular events, as well as we get our calendar out. Our calendar's been out from last week. It's been published. We get it out into the community, the grocery stores, social media, the health clinics. So our calendar is out there now, and it's available as well on the government website.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we want to continue to give provide information in relation to this first event, but we're going to be talking about other events as well. But the event that is taking place tomorrow at Pedro St. James is going to be extremely important, and I'm sure those persons who are listening want to know more about it as well. So we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, the conversation will continue, so please stay tuned.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
I have various items coming from different suppliers that I need to ship to Cayman. Do you offer consolidation?
Yes, Seaboard Marine offers consolidation for full and less than container loads. We can hold your packages at our Miami warehouse until everything arrives and ship it all in one go. And we have the best rates to Grand Cayman. Visit seaboardmarine.com for more information.
Shipping shore to shore, Seaboard.
I'm going to Vant Motors to test drive the new 7-seater Rush.
They have some really sweet deals going on now, not true?
Yep, on SUVs. And they sweeten the deal by giving you a warm oven-baked cookie with each test drive.
Better test drive more than one, just to be sure.
Take a test drive for a sweet surprise this month at Vant Motors. Test drive any SUV and receive a freshly baked cookie. It's our way of saying thanks for dropping by to check out our huge sale on every SUV in stock. Save up to $4,400 during Vant's summer SUV sale. That's every SUV in stock on sale for thousands off or cash back. Sweeten the deal only at Vant Motors, Walkers Road. Have you seen the latest? Cayman has been ranked the most expensive place to live. It's time to buy smart. It's time to buy Ropers. Find everything for your home and kitchen at low prices at Ropers. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Email janitorial@ropers.ky. Clean up your spending with Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Ropers Janitorial also offers complete janitorial service for commercial, industrial, and residential. They get the job done right every time. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511.
Work will soon launch Jobs Cayman, an online system that allows registered users to access job postings created by registered employers. This system offers a better approach to facilitate Caymanians in finding employment and allows employers to search for qualified and skilled Caymanians who are seeking employment. For more information on the registration process and what you need to register, visit www.worc.ky. Work, leading the pursuit of full Caymanian employment and economic prosperity for all through service excellence.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're discussing the launch of Older Persons Month, the calendar. It starts tomorrow with a garden party, old Cayman style garden party at Pedro St. James. The theme for this year's Older Persons Month is positive aging. I'm not sure whether or not that's the same thing as aging gracefully, but that is the theme, positive aging. And that discussion has taken place with Miss Paulinda Mendoza-Williams, who is the Director of the Department of Children and Family Services, Miss Caitlin Connor, who is the Elder Services Social Worker, Miss Cassandra Ferran, who is the Social Work Manager for Elderly Services, and Miss Jasmine Powell, who's the Elderly Services Social Worker as well. Ladies, back to you.
So as we shared, we're having the launch tomorrow, which is the garden party at Pedro St. James. But we're also having this week, we have a panel discussion which will take place at Constitution Hall, and that's being broadcast live on Talk Today. So again, we're thankful to Radio Cayman for partnering with us on this event. We also have what we call gym days that will take place on a Friday, and I'll allow the ladies to speak a little bit more about that as well. And then on Saturday, we are partnering with the Circle of Love Women's Ministry, and they're doing their fellowship brunch. and they are really, really a tremendous support for older persons. They have been with us now, I think, for the last 3 to 4 years, sponsoring the older persons brunch, which is also very well attended. But I'll turn it over to Jasmine so she can speak a little bit more in regards to the panel discussion that will be taking place on Thursday.
Okay, Ms. Powell.
Good morning.
Good morning again.
So the theme for our panel discussion is positive aging, the community approach. So our theme is built with the background that positive aging is not just one person's responsibility. I consider it what I call a 360 responsibility, the responsibility of all persons, our older persons themselves, the community, and also our families. Our panel discussion aims to look at our community's approach to positive aging, what has been done so far, what else they would want to see happening as older persons. The fact is, positive aging is encouraging quality lifestyle as we age. Aging is inevitable, but we can live quality lives not just when we're young and sweet 16, but as we age, we can old gracefully, living healthy aging lives. And the aim is for us to have more or less an age-friendly community and an age-friendly population. So far, the Cayman Islands have been doing very well. You know, positive aging is a global phenomenon. As we know, the aging population is growing in every society. Yes. And so we realize that it is really an approach that First World and all other nations are moving towards now, preserving life and quality of life as we age. And that's what our panel discussion, which comprises of our panelists, are all positive agers, and they will also be discussing what they have been doing as members of the aging population, and what families can also do to encourage positive aging. As I said, the Cayman Islands have been on top of the fact that we have elderly services policy. We have a policy and a law in place is an indication that we are on the right path as a country in our thirst for positive aging and creating a healthy society for our golden agers or our seniors as they age.
Okay. So
tune in on Thursday. Panel discussion will be live, very entertaining, very informative. So I encourage our listening population to tune in on Thursday.
Excellent. Ms. Pauline, I'm going to let you do the traffic directing.
As we speak about positive aging, just some anti-aging tips, and I don't know if they're anti-aging tips because we're embracing positive aging, but we want to just encourage older persons, to embrace the youthfulness that's still within them, because sometimes we hear the little saying, age is but a number. The number is important, but it's also your mental state. No matter what your physical condition may be at times, it's your mental state. It's the support network around you that allows you to feel a certain way and want to embrace those positive things. So remain curious, try new things, don't take yourself too seriously. Definitely keep an open mind, listen to music, make new friends, and dance. And I must say, that spans young and old. But for us, as we age and older persons, sometimes we kind of get stuck in the old way of doing things, and you hear the conversation about this is what we did when we were younger back in the day kind of thing. But, being open-minded as we embrace the changes that come with your grandchildren, they're into the IT and all that. Be a part of that, understand that. And we just did a series with the library and Flow on Friday just sharing information about the smartphones and technology wireless technology.
Helping to keep people connected and still be able to participate, in community. So, there are all these smartphones now, and not a lot of the other types of phones. I think they're the analog phones.
Yes.
And so we want
to,
we want to be able to keep our older persons up to date with technology and how to use those phones. What's happening now is that we have our older persons in one district and their families are in the other, and they aren't able to, see each other on a daily basis. So I want to be able to have promote things like social media, Facebook, WhatsApp for our older persons, so that they have that technology as well to be able to use and keep connected to the community. And these are one of the things that we use, to help prevent isolation in older persons, help to, continue to have them or, have a good quality of life.
Okay. Now we continue to hear people saying that it is, especially as they get older, based on their retirement funds that they have, their pensions that they're receiving, simply not enough for them to survive on. So many people having to or wanting to resort to continuing to work as well. And what can we do to encourage the business community to retain that experienced worker that they have, despite the fact that they may be past the retirement age, because they still have a lot to contribute to that organization. And at the same time, it helps to keep them active, as well. I know, for myself, for instance, if I were in the studio on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I probably would cycle early in the morning, but I'd be sitting around the house all day. It has prompted me now to do so many other things, to do research and everything. And what I find for myself, it improves my memory. I find that my memory is as good as it was when I was 16 or 18 years of age. How can we continue to encourage the community and businesses to support those persons who are elderly but still wiser than most and have the energy and the drive to continue to work?
Well, I think, there are many opportunities for older persons beyond work. I mean, there are some that still want to work and still value that opportunity. And if there's such opportunities, or businesses can, continue to have older persons employed, I think that is great. But there are other also opportunities for being involved in a community, helping to stimulate that, mental ability. There are opportunities for learning that older persons can still take on. Doing educational classes. It doesn't mean because you're a certain age that, you don't have to go back to school anymore, or you shouldn't take up opportunities to learn different skills. Those are still there. In fact, we've been doing quite a bit of art classes with our older persons in the community. We started this last year, and we've been doing it in every district. We've actually been doing it in our residential homes as well. There are also opportunities for older persons to volunteer with varying organizations that we also help to promote. So whether it's volunteering with a particular school, volunteering with an organization, there are still opportunities out there that older persons can take up to be able to, keep active in the community and participate.
I think that's also a great segue into what Caitlin would share with us in regards to our older persons ambassadors. Because again, they are 4 individuals that were selected to be the ambassadors for Older Persons Month. And through their activities, it's quite obvious that they're still very much involved with work, volunteering, and the community.
Okay, what we're going to do, we have one caller on hold as well. So we're going to take the call, go to a commercial break, and this way we won't have to interrupt Caitlin in the middle of her presentation as well. So let's take the caller. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing well, and it's good to hear those nice folks there I want to congratulate all of you for the job, the fine job you do as regards Older Persons Month, and definitely all that you do year-round for the older persons. I've enjoyed many of the activities over the years at Older Persons Month, and I can tell you that, as you probably know yourself, but I'd like to just say it so that others who are listening can realize that this means a whole lot to individuals who participate. They look forward to Older Persons Month and all the activities that are promoted and provided for them. And so I really wanted to say thank you for that. I also look forward to participating again this year, as I have been able to do before. The other thing is that I had a question. There's a soup kitchen ministry which is organized by members at the Wesleyan Holiness Church in West Bay, and they go around on Saturdays to visit with individuals who are shut in, or even younger people too, not just the older persons. But I do recall at several of the homes that I was able to visit with the group that I join on every 2 Saturdays. I found that some of the homes were well taken care of. The individuals, as you walk in, you can tell that the older person is very well looked after. You can tell that the place is clean, everything. But there were a few other places that we visited that there was a lot of junk around the yard, and in some cases, just a whole lot. So I was wondering whether this was something that would be taken up through the Department of Environmental Health, or whether this is something that should be brought to the attention of your department, or how that is. But I just thought that I would ask that question because there may be other listeners who know of similar circumstances which need to be corrected, and so that the environment in which the older persons reside can be, clean and comfortable.
Okay, caller, we will certainly have your panel answer that question as soon as we return from this commercial break. So please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
2019 marks 100 years of junior achievement worldwide. Junior Achievement in Cayman is now 29 years old. To celebrate and support this milestone, help Junior Achievement Cayman to continue our work, guiding next generation Cayman to new horizons in life and business. Get your ticket and enter to win an exclusive trip, Namibia, known as a smile on the face of Africa, offering a unique blend of amazing desert scenes, exquisite wildlife, and fascinating tribal cultures.
Get an adventure of a lifetime while supporting Junior Achievement.
Purchase your ticket and stand a chance to win an exclusive all-inclusive 16-day tour to Namibia for 2 persons. Namibia can be reached from the Cayman Islands with Delta Airlines flights via Atlanta and Johannesburg. Experience the astounding and desolate dunescapes of South Namibia, the amazing endangered wildlife of the Etosha National Park. Purchase your ticket today. Junior Achievement, another Rotary Central inspiration project.
Get your Junior Achievement Namibia Safari tickets on eventpro.ky before the drawing on October the 26th.
It was a day that changed my life. No words can describe the feelings of seeing my baby boy sick for the first time. The overwhelming feeling of fear to be responsible for his health and happiness became my priority. So I did what any nurturing mother would do when their baby is sick. I took him to get some of the best medicine possible.
CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy understands the importance of careful decisions you make every day for your family. Our staff work towards healthcare excellence and providing the most current and up-to-date training with pharmaceutical care, so you can feel confident in knowing that your family is safe with the right medication. At CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy, we take care of your health.
Logic Fiber Internet is the fastest internet on the island. And it's gotten even better, because when you sign up now, you get 1 month free. Sounds great, but there's some very real drawbacks. Your kids will never leave. You'll have nothing to complain about. And you can't blame your online gaming stats on anything but skill. Sign up now for Logic Fiber Internet for the fastest and 1 month freest internet on the island. Visit logic.ky to sign up. Terms and conditions apply.
Minds are inspired by teachers. On World Teachers Day, the 5th of October, join us in celebrating the future of the teaching profession in Cayman as we open nominations for DART's Minds Inspired Excellence in Teaching STEM Award. The award recognizes and rewards teachers for their commitment and contribution to education in Cayman through STEM subjects. We all know a teacher who inspires us. Find out more about DART's Minds Inspired programs, activities, and awards at mindsinspired.KY.
In recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens presents the Brenda Tibbetts Lund Memorial Walk Run with 2 dates and locations for your convenience.
On Saturday, October 5th, take part in a 5K walk run at Kaibo, Waterkey Beach. And on Sunday, October 13th, join a 5K walk run or 10K at the 7 Mile Public Beach.
The Brenda Tibbetts Lund Memorial Walk Run, October 5th at Kaibo Waterkey Beach and October 13th at the 7 Mile Public Beach.
Support our port, support our tourism.
So what you saying, Brownie? You looking concerned about something?
It's okay. I hear some people talking about the new cruise burden thing that can cause a lot of harm in Georgetown and Hogstye Bay and even to 7 Mile Beach. They're saying it should be built some other part of this island. Now, what you think about that?
Well, my darling child, our old-time captains had good sense, you know. They know why they chose Hogstye Bay for the harbor. So why go someplace else now?
That's kind of true, you know. But what about the dredging?
Don't you worry, there'll be no dredging in Hogstye Bay. Them piers are going way out in deep water and they're being built on pilings, so all the water and all them pretty fish will still be flowing back and forth.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm feeling real good about this cruise burden thing now. This is a win for Cayman.
Sure is, Brownie. That's why Asuki supports the port and supports tourism.
Support our port, support our tourism.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're discussing Older Persons Month in the Cayman Islands. That discussion has taken place with the director, of Department of Children and Family Services, Ms. Paulinda Mendoza-Williams. Also with us, Ms. Caitlin Connor, Ms. Cassandra Ferron, and Ms. Jasmine Powell. And we're going to have Ms. Caitlin Connor now talk about our ambassadors for Older Month and older persons as well. Ms. Connor.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning again.
So this year, for Older Persons Month, we have 4 individuals from the community who have been chosen as ambassadors, and they were pretty much chosen as ambassadors because they have a substantial impact in our community. Mm-hmm. They volunteer, they are a part of various events or I should say organizations. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We have Miss Beulah McField, Mr. John E. Banks, Miss Maureen Adelaide Scott, and Mr. McFarlane Connolly. Mm-hmm. These persons are amazing individuals and they do a lot. So we just want to put them in the spotlight for the month. Not saying that anyone else couldn't be, but they really do make an impact in our environment, in our communities.
Excellent.
Just to say, again, in speaking about how can we keep our older persons active their prime example of older persons being active, giving back to the community. Some are involved with Meals on Wheels, Lions Club. Some are just very involved with the community, with older persons in a social capacity, spiritual. So again, as you can see, they're definitely embracing positive aging. I would also ask Caitlin to speak a little bit about the church service and the big stage event that's also coming up for Older Persons Month.
Okay, Ms. Caitlin.
Yes, so this Sunday, 6th of October, we'll be having the church service, which will be at Wesleyan Holiness Church in West Bay. It'll be starting at 11 a.m. and we just welcome everyone in the community to attend so that, they can hear about the sermon, but they can also hear about Older Persons Month and just center or elders in the community
on the theme of positive aging.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, we have the big stage event, which is on the Thursday, October 10th, and is at the Harkwell Theater at 6 p.m. And that's pretty much an event that is being organized by the department, and we're going to be showcasing various events. We're going to be having acts, poems, musical recites, just different
Yeah, it's just about the talents, displaying the talents of our older persons on the big stage. So that is a really popular event as well. And that particular event, we would like to invite all persons to attend. So it's not just older persons in our audience, but we want to make sure that, they bring their families as well. It's an intergenerational event. Come and see your grandmother, your aunt,
performing
at on the big stage.
Can we repeat that date and location as well?
Yes.
Please?
It's October the 10th at the Harkwell Theater.
Yes.
Starting at 6 p.m. And just to interject there, we had Miss Daphne who just called in, and she is right. She attends a lot of the activities, but we would also just send an invite out to her in regards to her coming on board. She's always very well received by her peers in her Aunt Suki role, so we'll be reaching out to her and asking for her to participate at this event. To answer her question in regards to the concerns about the garbage or derelict vehicles in older persons' yards. Again, this would be a DEH matter, but we do have our community development officers who work very closely in the community with our older persons and DEH. So again, if persons are having difficulties reaching DEH, they can also contact the department, and we will liaise with the Environmental Health Department to assist in whatever way possible.
Okay.
And if I could just add to that there, Mr. Connor, those are some type of situations that we see as social workers working in the community. We, wanting to promote positive aging, but we realize that there are a lot of people in the community who don't have the opportunity to age positively because they're lacking resources, because they're being neglected. And those are the types of cases then that we welcome doing social work intervention with them. So we've tried to partner with several organizations, the DCR for persons who are doing community service, to be able to assist with cleaning up a person's homes. There are also some other particular groups in the community who we partnered with as well to going to older persons' homes to help clean. That is one of the biggest, it is one of the biggest needs that we're seeing. When we go into particular homes, that older persons are living in what we would term deplorable conditions. So again, it is looking for particular resources to help persons, but then also guiding the family in how to apply for caregivers if there's a particular need for that, helping them to apply for adequate housing repairs if there are those particular needs. So Miss Daphne, if when you're going into homes, because we get referrals as well from places like Meals on Wheels, we're happy to take those referrals in and try to work with community partners to see how best we can support those particular situations.
Excellent. Now, for these events some of the events that you've mentioned so far, is there any particular transport that will be provided for them? Are you partnering with any of the bus companies? I know, for instance, companies, I hate to call names because I don't want to miss out anyone, but Webster Tours, for instance, they're quite generous in terms of providing transport for events like this. And any transportation being provided for those persons who may need it, for instance, for the church service?
We have transportation for a majority of our events. The church service is one that we won't have transportation for because it's going to be live on Radio Cayman, so persons can listen on the radio to that church services in West Bay.
But we're encouraging those that can come out to come out and attend.
Exactly.
Yes. Basically, all of our events have transportation, unless it's an event that might be on the radio. Like a panel discussion is a much smaller event, so it's going to be live on Radio Cayman. People can listen in on there. But we also we have paid for some transport. We've gotten Webster's has done discounted some of their costs, but when we also have some persons in the community, some of the churches, the John Gray Memorial Church in West Bay was donating their services as well for their bus. The Church of God Prophecy on Eastern Avenue, they've donated the services of their bus. So there are other partners in the community who've provided in-kind donations or cash donations, and we greatly appreciate them. We still need a few. So if anybody wants to be able to contribute towards the services and the programs of Older Persons Month, can you contact our department, please, 949-0290. And just real quick, I would like to say a big thank you to Cayman National, the Public Service Pensions Board, CUC, and DART for their sponsorship, their cash sponsorship.
Excellent. Ms. Susan, they're leaving at 9, so I'm going to just give them an opportunity just for closing comments since they're leaving at 9 o'clock. Very quickly, Director, if you can give us an opportunity for some closing comments as well.
Again, just want to encourage our older persons and the community to come out to those events that we're putting on. As we said, we have the launch tomorrow, which is at Pedro Castle, our church service, which will be on Sunday. And of course, as the panelists shared, that we have a month of activities. The calendar is posted for public viewing at various locations, social media. So just encouraging persons to have a look at it. Persons who have family members who have older persons, please encourage your older persons to participate. If it's transportation that they also need, we encourage you to transport them to and from these events. Again, we have sponsors, Cassandra just shared, and we want to thank all of those persons that we have partnered with. Too many to name again, but we appreciate the partnership and always look forward to being involved with you for Older Persons Month. But also want to send a very big thank you and shout out to my staff at DCFS for the hard work that they've put into organizing these events. It's not easy. It's going to be a month of late nights in terms of getting these events off, and the success of them certainly would not happen without the dedicated staff at DCFS. Our ministry, our chief officer, Ichaniki, for the support. Just to share that we have 2 other signature events, and I really want to be quick on sharing what those events are. And again, thank you to our partnership with the Lions Club Grand Cayman in terms of the bingo night that will be taking place on Saturday, October the 19th. It's a new event. We also have the Tea Party with the Pines, and that's on Saturday, October the 12th. And of course, our most anticipated and best attended event is our Older Persons Gala, which will be on the 26th of October. Again, this is definitely limited space, and of course, persons will have to register for this event. So thank you.
Thank you very much. All the best. And you're welcome to be back on For the Record at any point in time to promote any of your events as well. Folks, please stay tuned. A little bit late for headline news, but For the Record will return shortly.
Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman's newsroom. These are the biggest stories right now.
Following strong double-digit growth in summer 2018, the Cayman Islands outperformed that period this year through August 2019. The Cayman Islands welcomed a total of 37,356 stayover visitors in August 2019, an increase of 9.99% over August 2018. Cruise arrivals for the same period decreased by 6%. In news elsewhere, days ahead of the anniversary of the grisly slaying of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, Turkish President Recep Erdogan said Monday that his country will pass ahead with efforts to shed light on the killing. In a Washington Post op-ed, Erdogan described the journalist's killing by a Saudi hit squad as arguably the most influential and controversial incident of the 21st century, and blamed the murder on a shadow state within the kingdom's government, not the Saudi state or people. The Saudi journalist entered the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2nd, 2018, to collect a document that he needed to marry his Turkish fiancée. Agents of the Saudi government killed Khashoggi inside the consulate and apparently dismembered his body, which has never been found. Low-price fashion chain Forever 21, a once-hot destination for teen shoppers that fell victim to its own rapid expansion and changing consumer tastes, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The privately held company based in Los Angeles said Sunday it will close up to 178 stores in the U.S. As of the bankruptcy filing, the company operated about 800 stores globally, including more than 500 stores in the U.S. The company said it would focus on maximizing the value of its U.S. stores and shutter certain international locations. Forever 21 plans to close most of its locations in Asia and Europe, but will continue operating in Mexico and Latin America. Those are your latest updates here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanda Gallego.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Our guests have left us. That discussion that took place focused around the launch of Older Persons Month in the Cayman Islands, and they touched on some of the calendar events that are taking place, starting with Tuesday tomorrow, where the International Day of Older Persons Garden Party will take place at Pedro St. James. That will be from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. Tomorrow, so everyone is encouraged to attend there. Some of you younger ones may not know about a garden party, or old-style garden party, but I'm glad that events like that are being revived in the Cayman Islands, and no better persons to revive it with than those persons who participated in it when they were young as well. Older persons also pointed out that the theme for Older Persons Month is positive aging, and I want to just talk a little bit more about positive aging as well. And so positive aging, there are several questions about positive aging and what positive aging is all about. We heard Miss Jasmine Powell, one of our panelists, talk about the whole concept of positive aging. It's a concept that is also referred to as healthy aging, and it is achieved by every older person as we work to make better choices in the near term to improve our lives in the long term. So in the near term, we look for better choices to improve our lives in the long term. Now, sometimes in our younger years, the choices that we chose, the lifestyle choices that we chose, may not have contributed positively to our aging and our long-term future, but there is always that opportunity to try to reverse that by now focusing on making better choices in the near term to improve our lives in the long term. And positive aging is also basically adopting a positive view of aging as a healthy, normal part of our lives. So again, the focus is on our aging population, and when I get an opportunity, I want to go to the Economics and Statistics website, look at our population or census or population census, and to see exactly what in terms of age 60 and over, what percentage of our population comprises that age group. I believe we have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine, but I was a bit... I was doing something in the kitchen, and when I heard you and the panel talking, and you mentioned... This is Dennis and Tibbetts, by the way.
Yes, sir. Good to hear your voice again, and I hope that you're doing well.
Thank you. I'm doing quite well, thanks. Grateful to the Almighty.
Yes.
You mentioned, you asked them, I don't know, I think it was Cassandra or maybe Ms. Mendoza. One of them, you mentioned that what if they had contacted the seafarers. But they have never contacted us. But I know a little bit about it because my sister, Mexian, she is the ambassador in Cayman Brac, and she's supposed to be coming down to that thing tomorrow. So I'll probably go with her and see what it's all about. But if you could, I hope they're still listening. It would be good if they called, because we have 1,200 members, seafarers and their wives, and 99% of them are over 80.
Wow.
So we have a lot of senior citizens. I'm a senior citizen myself, as you probably know. Although it was hard for me the first time, I went to a cinema and had to ask them for a senior.
I look forward to those discounts now, actually. I'm quick to pull up my driver's license and show them.
But it would be good if they could be a part of, or we could combine our efforts together, because it seems like too many people in this country have forgotten about the seafarers. I mean, seafarers like my dad and myself, and the membership built this country to what it is today. I mean, when Southwell was sending back that allotment every month, that helped to structure this country as it is today.
That was our foundation right there.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that government doesn't fully realize the impact that the seafarers had and continue to have on the Cayman Islands. If they're listening, or maybe you can contact them, tell them to call 916-3334 is my number, and I'll be happy to discuss something, and because I'm sure we can work out something,
Okay, but in the meantime, Mr. Tibbetts, tomorrow, Tuesday the 1st of October, there is an event that is taking place at Pedro St. James between 3 and 6. I'm sure that probably, I shouldn't say I'm sure, that I would imagine that some of your membership belonging to probably other organizations or maybe other community groups as well may be aware of this. But would you still have sufficient time to contact your membership to make those who may not be aware of this event that is taking place, making them aware of it so that they would be able to attend as well?
Well, I can pick out a few, but Thailand, because the office manager is on leave for 2 weeks, so she's not there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But like I was saying earlier, my sister, who is from the Brack, she's the ambassador up there. She's coming down to the event, so I'll probably go with her to see what it's all about. Because I know quite a few of the ladies who were on there this morning, at least two of them, Miss Mendoza and Cassandra. I'm acquainted with them, but I'm surprised that they haven't called, Because last year I picked my sister up from the airport and carried her to a function that they had here out by the place out there by where the O'Connor gave them that piece of land there in the corner there to the Crafts Market.
Oh, yes,
Some
yes.
kind of a function there, and I took her out there. I saw Cassandra there too, but she didn't say anything to me. But I'm sure it's if we collaborate together, because we just had a senior, not a senior, but a social event, and the governor was there, and so was Mr. McKeever, and 2 or 3 of the councillors, plus the Minister of Finance, and it went off superb. I mean, and we had like 230 people there, and they were all senior people.
Okay.
So I'm sure we can.
I'm certain that more collaboration can occur between the two organizations, because you have a huge constituency, and like you've pointed out, the majority, over 99% of your members are in that age group as well. Mr. Tibbetts, I want to thank you very much, for that information. We have to go to a commercial break, and I hope and trust that our panel, if they're listening in, they have your contact number, and will be able to contact you as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly. I believe we have another caller on hold, and we will take that caller as soon as we return from this commercial break.
It was a day that changed my life. No words can describe the feelings of seeing my baby boy sick for the first time. The overwhelming feeling of fear to be responsible for his health and happiness became my priority. So I did what any nurturing mother would do when their baby is sick. I took him to get some of the best medicine possible.
CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy understands the importance of careful decisions you make every day for your family. Our staff work towards healthcare excellence and providing the most current and up-to-date training with pharmaceutical care, so you can feel confident in knowing that your family is safe with the right medication. At CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy, we take care of your health.
Have you seen the latest? Cayman has been ranked the most expensive place to live. It's time to buy smart. It's time to buy Ropers. Find everything for your home and kitchen at low prices at Ropers. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Email janitorial@ropers.ky. Clean up your spending with Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511. Ropers Janitorial also offers complete janitorial service for commercial, industrial, and residential. They get the job done right every time. Ropers Janitorial, 949-2511.
In recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens presents the Brenda Tibbetts Lund Memorial Walk Run with 2 dates and locations for your convenience.
On Saturday, October 5th, take part in a 5K walk run at Kaibo, Waterkey Beach. And on Sunday, October 13th, join a 5K walk run or 10K at the 7 Mile Public Beach.
The Brenda Tibbetts Lund Memorial Walk Run, October 5th at Kaibo Waterkey Beach and October 13th at the 7 Mile Public Beach.
The Breeze Fusion is back Saturday, November 2nd.
Bigger and better.
Now featuring a 5K walk run and a 10K run for half marathon trainers. Join the fun and help raise funds for the Central Scranton Park and the NCVO. Save the date or register now at CaymanActive.com or at Radio Cayman Studios. Registration is only $15 if registered by September 30th. And all early registrants enter to win a Cayman Airways voucher.
The Breeze Fusion 5K, 10K walk run.
Saturday, November 2nd.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio, so we're going to have an open line for the duration of the show until 10 o'clock this morning. The line will be open. We have one caller on hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good. This is Lana Poldevart. I'm the representative, the older person council representative for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Okay, yes.
And I've been listening, intently to the discussion this morning.
Thank you.
I just wanted to make a little correction.
Okay.
In that, with regard to Mr. Tibbet just called in,
Okay.
and he mentioned that Miss Mexian was the ambassador.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I think he may be unaware that the ambassadors are appointed annually. And in fact, this year, Miss Idalise Scott. Yes, Miss Idalise Scott is the representative for the ambassador for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. And I noticed that the panel seemed to have forgotten her as well. So I just wanted to make that clear,
Thank you very much for that. And I did receive a WhatsApp message to that effect as well, and I was going to
yes, I sent it, but
that.
I wasn't sure I sent it to the right.
I did get it. Thank you. I did get it. Thank you very much. For that as well.
Thanks.
So they're appointed on an annual basis, so which is good because you get to rotate it, and everyone gets an opportunity, or more people get an opportunity to actually serve.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you very much. And what are you looking forward in terms of in the BRAC? What will be taking place over there? Anything that you want to tell your BRAC audience?
I don't necessarily. Well, I don't necessarily have my calendar of events right in front of me, but Miss Anna Rose Scott is the one in charge there with regard to scheduling those events, and there'll be bingo nights and a bingo night, and also an island tour and some other activities which are scheduled on the calendar of events, which I don't have at hand at the moment.
Okay,
and I'm presently in Grand Cayman.
I see. Well, if Miss Anna Rose is listening in, I would welcome the opportunity for her to call in and to talk about some of the activities that are taking place over there in our sister island for the population over there as well. Certainly welcome that. But I want to thank you very much, Ms. Lana, for
she will be bringing a contingent of representatives from the BRAC
Excellent.
for the garden party on Tuesday.
Excellent.
And the various activities that will take place here in Grand Cayman.
Excellent. And I mean, the BRAC is such a tranquil, nice place. What some of the activities over there that can contribute to positive age? Unfortunately, you don't have the type of traffic that we have in the Cayman Islands. So persons who want to engage in walking activities and things of that nature are quite conducive for that over in the BRAC, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's a good environment basically for older people, because they continue to be able to have their independence with regard to mobility and even driving. There's no traffic that they have to contend with, and they tend to, they get together, they pay attention to each other, and they age gracefully, basically, and we have quite a few, as you are probably aware, Cayman Brac's residency is mainly older people. But they do function quite actively, and they're, in their gardens, and they're cooking and baking cakes and all kinds of different things. So it's a nice environment, really, for the older folks in Cayman Brac.
Yes, and we see some people from Grand Cayman actually moving back up there to retire as well.
Yes, because it's so much more relaxing, and like I said, they're able to maintain their independence with their driving. People can drive well up into their 80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for that. You enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We have another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, OC, number one for the best.
Hey, number one, morning. How are you doing?
I'm listening to you.
Go right ahead.
Listen, I would just like to say something concerning the old people. When it comes to Faith Hospital and it's raining, this Minister of Health or the government, they need to fix one side of that main entrance to the going into the hospital. Because if it's raining, you have to stay outside in your car and wait. If they fix it, one side they can drive up and let the people get out and get into the main checking area.
Mm-hmm.
So I said they need to fix that. I've been after them. I'll go keep going until I get it.
Yes, you want to continue to hammer home on that. Who would Public Works in the BRAC be responsible for that?
I don't know who the government would get to do it, but it's the government to give the order, sir. Because the medical facility is under government.
Yes.
So, one side of the main entrance, the main entrance has 3 different doors.
Okay.
One big door out front and 2 on the side. When they could fix one side and cover it, that a car can pull up there and someone can get out to go in a wheelchair or something, if they can't walk good or something, and get inside without getting wet instead of having to sit down outside in a car for an hour or two.
And I believe I stand to be corrected, but it is quite possible that the chairperson of the Health Services Authority may be from the BRAC as well. Now, not because he's from that person is from the BRAC that they should necessarily concentrate on the BRAC, because some people may see that may see that as a conflict of interest, but certainly it is hopefully if that person is still serving as chair of the Health Services Authority, we could get their attention to it. With the surpluses that we have, I don't see why an undertaking of that nature should be that burdensome on the coffers of the Cayman Islands government.
That's right, sir. It shouldn't cost them that much just to fix a covering out there on one side. The car can drive up the car. The liquor driveway there, it's been there for years on each side that they push the wheelchairs up on. But they can drive the car up there, just put enough coverage just for a car to get under there, that when it's raining, if someone needs to go inside. I'm not talking about the walkway up by the nursing station, because that is so narrow, the least little bit of breeze, you're soaked. I know all about that, so you must know that too.
Okay. Well, number one, we've given that some airing, and you continue to press, and I will mention it to someone that I know as well. Now, they're not into the decision-making part of it, but they can certainly inquire about it as well.
Right. Tell them to inquire. Tell them to give them the ideas what to do.
Okay, will do.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. You have a nice day as well. We have another caller. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. I wonder, I've heard a little discussion, I haven't been listening very much, but discussion about various elements, what I would call the natural habitat of the older person. Are there any concerns being countenanced as to those kind of things that are being extracted from the environment that older persons have enjoyed all over the years? Going out, sitting on the beach at sunset or early in the morning, going in for an early morning swim. All of that natural habitat is being devoured, and it don't seem that anybody's doing anything about it. Your panel this morning, do they have any ideas about that?
That's caller. That is a very interesting. That is a very good point as well. We know, for instance, the 7 Mile Beach area. Many older Caymanians, sometimes they, you may have 2 or 3 or 4 of them in a vehicle, go down there and have their nice little swim just to soak in the salt water, or go up to Smith's back of there and things of that nature. And your question, what is being done to preserve that? What if someone wants to go out there and throw out a line on the rocks and do some fishing? There's a lady, I'm calling her name without her permission, but Miss Lina Smith in the BRAC loves to fishing, and I think she was in her 90s and still out there fishing on the rocks and stuff like that. How are we preserving things of that nature for our Caymanians?
Does anybody have any ideas there on the panel?
Well, but the panel has left. They left at 9 o'clock. So, these are rhetorical questions that we're throwing out there now. But I'm sure that people are listening and taking account of it as well, caller.
I mean, many older folks like to fishing. They like to just throw out the line there and feel a pick and don't get anything or hitch and get a big one, And a lot of that habitat is being extracted from the availability of older persons. Yes. Not only that, but a lot of other things.
Yes, I agree, caller. I agree. Thank you very much for that, pardon, caller, and hopefully we'll get someone in calling in who may have some ideas in that regard as well. We have another caller on hold. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we return, we will take that caller. So please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
I'm going to Vant Motors to test drive the new 7-seater Rush.
They have some really sweet deals going on now, not true?
Yep, on SUVs. And they sweeten the deal by giving you a warm oven-baked cookie with each test drive.
Better test drive more than one, just to be sure.
Take a test drive for a sweet surprise this month at Vant Motors. Test drive any SUV and receive a freshly baked cookie. It's our way of saying thanks for dropping by to check out our huge sale on every SUV in stock. Save up to $4,400 during Vant's summer SUV sale. That's every SUV in stock on sale for thousands off or cash back. Sweeten the deal only at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Congratulations, it's a boy.
During the greatest events of your life, whether or not you have the right health insurance coverage should be the last thing on your mind. That's why at Fidelity Health, we are committed to helping you get matched with the right plan to suit you and your family. We offer a range of plans to suit your budget, plus access to a network of quality care throughout the Caribbean and the USA. You can relax and enjoy life's greatest moments when you are covered with Fidelity Health. Call us today at 949-7822 for a free quote.
2019 marks 100 years of junior achievement worldwide. Junior achievement in Cayman is now 29 years old. To celebrate and support this milestone, help Junior Achievement Cayman to continue our work guiding next generation Cayman to new horizons in life and business. Get your ticket and enter to win an exclusive trip Namibia, known as a smile on the face of Africa, offering a unique blend of amazing desert scenes, exquisite wildlife, and fascinating tribal cultures.
Get an adventure of a lifetime while supporting Junior Achievement.
Purchase your ticket and stand a chance to win an exclusive all-inclusive 16-day tour to Namibia for 2 persons. Namibia can be reached from the Cayman Islands with Delta Airlines flights via Atlanta and Johannesburg. Experience the astounding and desolate dunescapes of South Namibia, the amazing endangered wildlife of the Etosha National Park. Purchase your ticket today. Junior Achievement, another Rotary Central inspiration project.
Get your Junior Achievement Namibia Safari tickets on eventpro.ky before the drawing on October the 26th.
Work will soon launch Jobs Cayman, an online system that allows registered users to access job postings created by registered employers. This system offers a better approach to facilitate Caymanians in finding employment and allows employers to search for qualified and skilled Caymanians who are seeking employment. For more information on the registration process and what you need to register, visit www.worc.ky. Work, leading the pursuit of full Caymanian employment and economic prosperity for all through service excellence.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio, but the phone lines are open. We're primarily still continuing to discuss older persons in the Cayman Islands, activities that are designed for the month of October for Older Persons Month with the theme of positive aging, but we're also taking calls on other topics as well. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Morning. How are you?
Good, Elvis, man, about.
How are you doing, Elvis?
I'm good, man. Tell me something. How old you got before you're considered a senior citizen?
I think it's from age 60. Age 60, yeah. 60 up.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I was 61 the 21st of September this month.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a senior citizen now. So what I want the government to do for all of us senior citizens that think like me is stop buying helicopters to stop them with the weed coming from Jamaica and give us a license to grow our own things on our land. You see?
Or exempt older persons from the law, right? If you 65 or older.
well, no. Let's put it this way then. If you're 60 and older and you went to prison for marijuana more than once, then you should be able to give it a break. Definitely, I know I would qualify.
Mm-hmm. How is your petition going?
Oh, well, I got something came on. I got 100 not up here in the block. And let me tell you something. When you get 100 not people to sign something like that in the block, I think I sent in a strong message. And I got to tell you the joke. I got some of the people that smoke the weed, see, they're afraid to sign it. But I told them, I said, listen, when I got respectable citizens that I would have called people that don't go to jail, don't smoke weed or whatever, I got a lot of people older than me and in my age group that have never smoked in their life, do intend to do it, but they know the benefits. Someone drinks a little tea and they sign it, they'll agree with me. So, and I know for sure they are registered voters. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, but the politician, but also I can tell you something. Farming had died in Kimon-Black. I remember about 6 years ago, I went down to high school. I think my daughter was going to school. More than that. Anyhow, you had some grow boxes down there. The kids even used to bring stuff to the agriculture show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you go down there, there's nothing. Kimon-Black been suffering for agronomists for about 2 years now. We are not sending our children to study that kind of thing. We are blowing smoke in the wind about your backyard farming and all this farming and be putting it, but we are doing nothing to support the farmer. And also, I can tell you something now. I live in Kimon-Black, you see, and you got old people and you got young people.
Mm-hmm.
It's very little in between. And the young people, the older one, they won't give them nothing. They don't want to give them no work. They don't want them around now. That's a fact. I know because I hang out with the young people. But I can guarantee you, see, I'm walking them down the road. They might give them a little job chopping bush down the road thing. But I can guarantee you, if you had a good farm product going on where the young people could come, because they love to read, that's in the culture. You're not getting that out. And I am trying to tell them, say, look here, don't bother, hang up around, look here. Learn to grow your own things, whether it be a sweet potato, a poultry, or something. There is no feeling like when you can go to a plant and pick something or go in the morning.
Grow what you eat and eat what you grow.
And don't forget to smoke too. Don't come off the line, O.C. Well, O.C., since me and you talked about 6 months ago.
That long? Was it that long?
Yeah, but I keep going. I know my cause, but I kept Dr. Steve. I told him on the radio the last time he was on there. The best president I had in my life for how he represented it. But he represented the people and the poor people where is in jail. Look here. Oh, see, you're going to have another serious thing going on in Jamaica, Listen to me. I read a lot. And I read up, yes, they want the Gleaner, the one them there, where the people of Jamaica are saying that what is holding the marijuana business back is the federal banking in the U.S. because 33 states is legal, right? But the federal is not legal under the federal government. So that means that your money can't be transferred from border to border from overseas if it comes from marijuana, even though it's legal in your state, but the federal bank do not want nothing to do with your money.
That has changed last week as well, because I think that in the United States there was some legislation that was passed to allow those persons who can legally grow and harvest marijuana to be able to open bank accounts to, for their businesses to that effect. So even in the United States, that is moving forward now in that regard. Only last week that was done in, I'm not sure if it was federally or in locally, but it was done.
Yeah, well, okay. Oh, see, well, you can watch, because what I hear, because I look at, the social media and think I will listen to them guys from the Maroons and all of them there. Listen, them people are saying for years their grandfather went to prison for ganja, their father went to prison for ganja, their uncle went, and now that the money is coming in it now, you know what they done to the podium, Megan? They say, all right, keep your mouth quiet. You can grow 5 plants and have 2 ounces of weed, but the millions of dollars to be made, you are getting none of that. And that done cause a trouble. Okay. Well, at least in Cayman, even if we could just get 10 trees in a half a pound or a quarter pound or something, all we getting out of it is prison time and police record. Mm-hmm. That is what we harvesting.
Okay. Well, I want to just encourage you to continue your campaign. If you got 100 signatures in the BRAC, continue with that as well. And continue to remind the public exactly what it is that you're trying to achieve. We're going to ask you to leave us there, though, Elvis. We have a few other things to discuss as well, but you continue to hammer home, and, whenever we get an opportunity here to give you a platform to discuss that, we certainly will. I want to talk a little bit more now about this whole concept of positive aging. And for those of you who are listening who are in that age group, and I also will talk a little bit about the older persons legislation that has come into effect in the Cayman Islands, because one of our listeners sent me a text message, and unfortunately I didn't see it before our panel left, but they wanted to know whether or not there's a meeting in West Bay, a monthly meeting for older persons. Also, they had a question relating to whether or not they'd considered a gym specifically for elderly persons, or I would add to that, if not a gym specifically for it, then seeking some sort of working relationship with existing gyms in the Cayman Islands for them to accommodate older persons. It's extremely important for you to keep your muscles toned. If you're sitting at home all day, that is not good for the muscles, but if you're active, it is as well. And that individual also wanted to know the names of the persons who are representatives of the older persons, representatives of the persons under the older persons legislation as well. And I will come to the older persons law in a minute. But how can you achieve positive aging? And it is suggested in some quarters that there are 12 ways for you to stay positive and happy as you age. Those 12 ways are: 1, think positive and stay optimistic. No matter what happens on your journey, in your journey of aging, it could be worse. So always think positive, even when it is bad. Think positive, because if you're thinking negatively, then all that really does is to more damage than it does good. Also, think young. You should think young rather than thinking old. 3, stay busy and active. 4, find a life purpose, find a purpose in life, and go ahead and activate that and live that purpose in life. Keep learning and growing. One of the positive ways for positive aging also is to forgive. A lot of us forgive but don't forget. So I would add to that, forgive and forget, right? Another suggestion is that you should get a pet, laugh often, and have fun. Oh, what else? Laugh often and have fun. Coming up, laugh often and have fun. Keep being social. You should keep being social. That means get out and meet people, get involved in the community. There are people everywhere that you could serve. There is no excuse for loneliness. If you want friends and activities, you can have them. If people don't visit you, join a group, find a center, and go and visit them. Eat healthy and stay at a healthy weight as well. Sleep well. And 12, accept and trust whatever the journey brings. And with that, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, I will talk a little bit about the older person's law when it came into effect in the Cayman Islands and what it involves. So please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
Hi, I'm thinking of buying a car from the States. Which port do you ship out of?
Hi, we ship out of Miami, Houston, and Brooklyn. Just let us know your port of choice and we can provide you with a quotation and answer any questions you may have on insuring and protecting your vehicle during its journey.
Shipping shore to shore, Seaboard.
2019 marks 100 years of junior achievement worldwide. Junior achievement in Cayman is now 29 years old. To celebrate and support this milestone, help Junior Achievement Cayman to continue our work guiding next generation Cayman to new horizons in life and business. Get your ticket and enter to win an exclusive trip Namibia, known as a smile on the face of Africa, offering a unique blend of amazing desert scenes, exquisite wildlife, and fascinating tribal cultures.
Get an adventure of a lifetime while supporting Junior Achievement.
Purchase your ticket and stand a chance to win an exclusive all-inclusive 16-day tour to Namibia for 2 persons. Namibia can be reached from the Cayman Islands with Delta Airlines flights via Atlanta and Johannesburg. Experience the astounding and desolate dunescapes of South Namibia, the amazing endangered wildlife of the Etosha National Park. Purchase your ticket today. Junior Achievement, another Rotary Central inspiration project.
Get your Junior Achievement Namibia Safari tickets on eventpro.ky before the drawing on October the 26th.
Show your support for the scuba diving and water sports industry at the 2019 International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame Gala Induction Ceremony on Friday, October 4th at the Margaritaville Beach Resort. Tickets cost $75 pre-sold or $100 at the door, so get your tickets today. Tickets are available from the offices of the Department of Tourism and the Cayman Islands Tourism Association. The International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame Gala Ceremony, Friday, October 4th. Get your tickets now.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. And we're talking about Older Persons Month in the Cayman Islands. We're going to talk a little bit now about legislation in the Cayman Islands as it relates to older persons. And this is from Cayman Islands government website. And it reads that the Older Persons Law 2017, enacted by the Legislative Assembly in March and gazetted in May, commenced today, Monday the 17th of July 2017, by order in Cabinet. So the Older Persons Law came into effect on Monday the 17th of July 2017, 2 years ago. It points out that the legislation was drafted to promote, protect, and advance the well-being of older persons, those aged more than 65 years old. So in this case, the law is applicable to those persons who are aged more than 65 years old. It goes on to point out that where the law provides for a person who is less than 65 years old to be treated as an quote-unquote older person for receiving a pension. So for receiving a pension, there are provisions there for persons who are less than 65 years. The article goes on to say that the law requires that a council of older persons is set up as a vehicle to identify and advance senior citizens' issues in the Cayman Islands. The first human rights legislation locally to prioritize the inclusion of older persons in terms of service delivery and advocacy, the Older Persons Law 2017 seeks to promote these things, seeks to promote access to services, including the affordability, physical accessibility, and the maintenance of acceptable standards of services provided for older persons. Seeks also the social inclusion of older persons so that older persons feel valued, their opinions and differences are respected, and their basic needs are met so that they can live in dignity. Also, it provides anti-discriminatory practices. It says that anti-discriminatory practices which negate behavior, attitudes, policies based on group class, age, gender, rather than on individual merit. And it provides improved care, including physical, psychological, social, or material assistance to an older person, and services aimed to promote the quality of life and well-being of older persons as well. So that there points out to the aims and objectives of the Older Persons Law that was enacted in the Cayman Islands on the 17th of July 2017. And there is a council of older persons. I believe that Ms. Lucille Seymour may be the chairperson of that council. I stand to be corrected. Not enough time to do the additional research on that, but that is the case. But my big question before we close the show off this morning, we see government providing legislation. We see government providing services to assist our older persons in the Cayman Islands. But my question is, whatever happened to that older institution that we had long before governments even came into being? And that is that good old family, the extended family. Whatever happened to that institution, the family where younger persons were expected to take care of their elderly folks rather than taking them and dumping them into a nursing home or elsewhere? Whatever happened to that? We hear stories these days about older persons being victimized, being conned into signing over property to younger persons in their families without being aware of what they're doing. And as a result of that, the things that they would have to help to carry them, to tide them through their older years, they have been deprived of it because of someone within the family conning them out of that. We had a question that was posed off air in relation to parking spaces for our elderly people as well, whether or not a parking sticker, a handicap sticker for a person, and there's someone who's driving the vehicle, using the vehicle, not handicapped in any way, but still utilize that parking space, the opportunity to use that parking space, whether or not that is an offense and can be enforced as well. So there are so many questions in relation to our elderly persons. But again, we look to government for almost everything, to provide everything for us. Government has provided for those persons who work in the civil service a generous pension scheme. There are very dedicated persons working in management and down through the ranks at the Public Service Pensions Board to assist those pensioners who form part and parcel of their constituency. But we still see neglect. We still see persons being abandoned by family members because either they're too caught up into their own struggles as far as trying to make ends meet, or simply because for their own selfish motives, they seek to exploit rather than to assist those elderly persons within their family. So yes, a big shout out to the government for doing what they are doing. But I must say that there are some families, and you find this, within almost any sphere of life, you find this where there are those who simply do not play by the rules, who do not adhere to the norms, and as a result, they're seeking an advantage for themselves rather than trying to assist those in their families, the elderly ones, who really need the assistance. And if it's not financially, it can be moral or physical support as well. So in this month, starting tomorrow, October, the month of older persons, we don't just want you to observe October as the month for older persons, but let it extend throughout the year, like Miss Paulinda Mendoza Williams said, 365 days per year, that should be extended to our elderly as well. Folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the very busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, whether it be an office cubicle or if you're working in the outdoors. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers, especially those brothers and sisters who are older than we are and who fall into the category that the government has designated as being older persons, between 60 in terms of retirement and 65 or older after that as well. So I want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers, including those elderly. There are those who are less fortunate than we are. many, many more who are less fortunate than we are. And I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Join Sterling Dwayne Ebanks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Cayman Pharmacy Group, with a location in West Bay and professional pharmacy at CTMH Doctors Hospital. The Cayman Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. Seaboard Marine, with over 35 shipping ports, find your shipping solution by calling 949-4977 or visit seaboardmarine.com for competitive rates. Rotary Central, for more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. Fidelity Bank, for all your banking needs, visit fidelitygroup.com. Fidelity, we're good for you. And Roper's Janitorial, complete janitorial service for commercial, industrial, and residential. They get the job done right every time.
Continuing the Caymanian tradition.
Let Cora keep my ground so clean.
The heart and soul of the Cayman people. Thank you for keeping the culture alive.
Let's spread the news every day. From East End to Georgetown, down into West Bay.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.